So let's talk a little now about how you market your webinar. So in order to make it worth your while in most cases, you need a good number of listeners. We're not talking tens of thousands, we're talking sort of a few hundred. But it depends on the type of webinar. If it's a web training course, it may well be sort of tens rather than hundreds. If it's a free webinar where you're selling something, you want the sort of the more the merrier really. And quite often the scarcity in line numbers will encourage people to sign up. If you've sent a mail out to 100,000 people about your webinar and you say, well, there's only 1,000 places, you're going to get a rush of people who want to be there. So where do you market it to? Well, firstly, you can market it to your list. Your list is probably your first port of call. Now, some of you are not going to have a list, in which case, obviously, you can't market to your list. But a list is typically where most people would start marketing webinars. If you don't have a list, then you're going to have to joint venture with other people. So this is where it gets a little bit more complex, because if you're joint venturing with other people, you're going to have to obviously make sure that you can track their affiliate commissions or pay them per lead. Or, for example, if I was running a JV to promote a product launch and I got the product owner on there, I'd get him to or her to mail it to their list. So you're going to have to find a way to joint venture with other people really to get it out there. So this may require reciprocal arrangements, it may require affiliate links or anything like that really. It depends upon sort of how you are going to run it. So you've got to think about this and think about how it's going to work. So it's important to realise that, you know, even if you've got a small list, you could still get a good number of people attending your webinar. So, you know, market it to your list, joint venture with other people, pull in a few favours from other marketers, whatever it takes really. What's a good idea before you run it is send out reminder links to attendees sort of 3 days beforehand, get to send out reminders a day beforehand and even an hour. You know, remind them a few times, but don't sort of hassle them every sort of 10 minutes saying, don't forget the seminar, the webinar, don't forget it, don't forget it. You know, send out these reminder links, but these reminder links can be under the guise of useful information. So you're providing them maybe with something they've got to do before they turn up, you know, some studies, some information they've got to have, what they need prepared, ready for your webinar. You may be giving them some information, some background knowledge on the webinar and building it up to make sure that they attend. So these reminder emails serve sort of a few purposes really. It helps to remind people about your webinar. It helps to remind them why they really need to attend it. So, you know, make sure there's useful information rather than just a link that says, yeah, my webinar's tonight at 7 PM, be there. Get some good information in there. It's going to help you make the sales. You can usually, with a free webinar, expect quite a lot of people not to attend. A lot of people, and we've probably all done it, is we see a webinar and we think, oh yeah, I really want to go to that. You sign it up, you forget about it, or you think, oh, I can't be bothered, or whatever it might be. So this is why you have to send out these reminder emails, because the reminder emails are motivating them to attend. A good set of reminder emails is going to get your attendance up. Now, if you have the budget, you could use pay-per-click and other paid advertising methods, you know, Facebook or whatever it might be, to market your webinar. It really is up to you whether you do this or not. It's not necessary, but as I said, if you've got the money and you know you're going to get a return on investment, may well be worth pursuing. So, let's talk about free webinars now. Free webinars are really, really good if you're building a list, or you want to establish your authority in the niche, or you are already an authority in the niche. Free webinars are great ways of building that authority up, because people will come along and listen thinking, who's this person? You then have a chance to present to them and show them that you are an authority, which of course is going to help you to make sales. So free webinars are very, very good. Now, if you are joint venturing with other people, or you've managed to get some promotions, free webinars can be used to build your list. Free webinars will have a higher attendance ratio. You'll have much more people wanting to attend simply because it's free, but conversely, a lot of people will not turn up because they think it's free, they haven't paid for it, so they think, oh, I can't be bothered, or I can't be, you know, my TV show's on. A fair few of them are going to be tire kickers, you have to accept that, but don't worry about it, because You can give a good presentation, run it well, and it won't matter. People will still, buy at the end and subscribe to your list or whatever it might be. The important thing is to get them on the call so you have a chance to persuade them. And of course, this can help you in future promotions. If you presented a good webinar, and then people are going to be more interested in the future to attend others, to spend money with you, and so on and so forth. Free webinars are a really, really good way for you to enhance your list relationships as well. You can run a webinar to your list just for free, just to give some information, and it's going to help you. Because of course your lists are going to go, oh wow, yeah, this is great, this is fantastic. And it's going to build a relationship because they're building in their heads a relationship with you. They're hearing your voice, they're getting to talk to you through questions and answers, and it's going to help you really, make the most of it. So a good use of free webinars is to promote products or product launches. If there's a brand new product launch going on, I could run a free webinar on it, maybe even get the product owner in on it if I could. If I've got my own products or I've got affiliate products I want to sell, there's nothing to stop me running webinars on those. Give some background information, give some information that sort of helps them do what the product says, and then point them in the direction of the product as the way to go. Paid webinars. Well, paid webinars are great, of course, because you're getting paid for it. You've got 100 people that paid you $50 a time, for example. You're going to love that, aren't you? So paid webinars are often very, very good. So they're a good way to earn. Now, one of the big benefits with them, or one of the big challenges, you've got to sell it to people. Why would I, as your listener, want to turn up to it? So you've got to really make them go, yeah, I've got to attend. So paid ones tend to be, not just one-offs. They tend to be a series. So I might run a series of webinars on how to create your own graphics from Photoshop, for example. And then it's like attending college or an offline training course or something like that. So you have to sell the paid webinars. But what you will find is if somebody pays, they are likely to turn up. In 99% of the cases, they spent good money, they're going to be there. It's only in case of emergency or extreme apathy that you find that they don't actually turn up to the paid webinar. Now, with a paid webinar, it's always worth adding some bonuses to it. Encourage them to come in, add some advertised and unadvertised bonuses so that people turn up and you say, well, actually, I've arranged for you to have this, this, and this as well. And they're going to go, wow, yeah, great. And they're going to be really, in the mood and excited. Give something away, run a little competition on your webinar, something like that. All that is going to help get people interested. The replay is very, very important for a paid webinar. People will want to listen to it repeatedly. They may have listened to it the once and say, well, yeah, I've got most of it, but I want to listen to it again to really make sure I get it. Always over-deliver on paid webinars as well, just like with the product. Don't make it too salesy. If you're promoting other stuff as well, don't be salesy about it. Just casually mention it. People are paid to be there. They don't want to be sold to just because they paid money. They're going to get annoyed. So don't make it very salesy. Focus. As it's paid, then obviously you can recruit joint venture partners and affiliates and get them to promote your webinar and so increase the number of attendees. So that's a great way. Obviously they'll get a percentage of the webinar fees, but you would make that up from adding people to your list and so on. And of course, one of the important things if it's a paid webinar is have a back end lined up. If they've paid $100 for sort of a 9-week training course on Photoshop, have a back end. It may be advanced training courses, more webinars, it may be some other related products or consulting or whatever it might be. But get the back end sorted, because then you can further increase how much you're going to earn from your webinar attendees. So, these are the things you have to consider with your webinars. Is it going to be free or paid? And once you've decided that, get marketing it. Once you've got it marketed, you're going to have people ready to go, so it's time to start presenting it and to really blow their socks off with how good you are and how professional you are. And remember, how many sales you make from a webinar will be directly affected by how professional and informative your webinar has been.